Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Saturday morning. Go Dogs, and good luck to whoever your college team is. If you're not into that, I definitely get it. All right, I definitely get it. No big deal. All right, we have a full-scale invasion going on down south of us here, as most of you are aware. I believe it's much more intense than a lot of people realize. I'm going to cover that a bit. And I've also been hearing a lot of rumors, a lot of chatter about something big that's supposed to happen in the month of October, next month. That's coming up fast on us. And I will go into that here in a minute as well. First, a couple of quick stories. I noticed shots fired at a high school football game in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga. What's going on in Chattanooga, Tennessee? Luckily, nobody was hurt by this. There were shots fired outside of a stadium of a high school football game, and they had to rush all the players and band cheerleaders and all that in the locker rooms temporarily, but then they were able to go on with the game. It was involving some juveniles outside of the stadium that were firing shots. Similar thing happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well. And then another story, Kansas City, Kansas, similar story. It's sad, but we have to be aware no matter where we are going, whether we're going to the store, whether we're going to a function like a high school football game. I always wonder, like these college football games and pro football games where you're packing in some stadiums, especially in college football, they pack in 100,000 people. I know University of Georgia, just down the road here, I believe their capacity now is over 90,000. And at the pro games, they have a lot of people in them too. Not quite as many, but just be aware of what's going on around you. I was watching some video of in pro football games in the stands, people fighting. I mean, come on, man. And I know alcohol is probably involved, alcohol and no telling what else. But grown people fighting over a football game? Come on, y'all. Anyway, it's gonna happen, you know. So full scale invasion, y'all. I've been reading some stories. I was reading a story out of the Daily Mail, and it's a shame. It's hard to find a lot of information on what's going on down there in the American media, uh, whether it's MSM or whether it's other sources. It's hard to find. But this is out of the Daily Mail. This was earlier this week, but and it's probably worse now. But they were talking about Eagle Pass, Texas, where a lot of migrants are coming through. Now, I call them migrants. We know what they are. I get it. I've had comments about that, and I understand. We're on YouTube here. So they were talking about how the Texas National Guard was trying to they put out razor wire, but that's a temporary fix. They're digging and going under the razor wire, all kinds of crap, y'all. But the Eagle Pass, there was a little article about it. It said that robberies and violence. You got people breaking in homes. It's chaotic in the city. So the crime has increased amid a rush of almost 12,000 migrants as officials brace for 9,000 more. Now, this was earlier this week. The mayor was talking about how he was, we were seeing such an influx this past week that, again, he said 12,000, and they're expecting a lot more in the next 10 days. Uh, Border agents have been left scrambling after 9,000 migrants counting crossed the Rio Grande River to reach the town of Eagle Pass. That was last Friday, and they're seeing thousands per day, y'all, per day. And then the mayor was also talking about how he says our cops are overwhelmed, our firefighters are responding to calls for care for migrants. We don't have the resources to handle this. No, they don't, and most towns do not. Most counties do not. And most people, I think the masses are pretty much, well, too many, I believe, are just like, that's not involving me right now. I got my thing going on, and that's a Texas problem, I guess, or somebody else's problem. But I think people need to be paying attention because it might become a problem wherever you are, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it's more than just New York City. In New York City, by the way, dang, I've been seeing videos. Please let me know, y'all. I know there are at least several viewers from New York City that watch this channel. Let me know what you see, but I'm seeing video of chaotic scenes, and I don't know how long ago, if it's just real recent, but you got especially young people like in huge numbers just taking over parts of the city, and it looks like they're sitting on monuments and they're just there's trash everywhere. It looks like they've just I don't know made a mess of wherever they are. I mean, and it looks like the city, New York City, parts of it, but I'm not that familiar with the city, so let me know what you're seeing out there. But it looks crazy. But this could be a problem for anywhere, because if this is not stopped or if this is not slowed down or something done about it, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue everywhere. Okay, every town, especially the major cities, and even outside of those cities. Okay, are going to see the effects of this or overwhelm the resources, social services, healthcare, uh, uh, crime. So law enforcement will be overwhelmed. And so, what do we do? I'm going to talk about that a little bit more here, but I got to get to this. I've been hearing, I've been hearing some other content creators. I've been hearing rumors. I've been hearing, seeing videos about people talking about something big that's supposed to happen in October. Now, there's no specifics. This could be just a bunch of bull, for all I know. Uh, I know we talked about it, feel that something large is looming, and I believe it is. Now, is it going to happen in October? I don't know. But there's a lot of chatter about it, and a lot of it I think stems from uh, when they're describing it. Like I said, they don't give specifics, but they say that they know somebody else that knows somebody in the know, behind the scenes that is warning their family, warning their friends to be prepared, get your food, your provisions, your medical supplies, all, any alternative fuel sources, power sources. And so what that's doing is it's emanating from there and spreading around other folks and groups and getting out in social media. So I think it's just a good idea anyway, even if this is not getting out there and a lot of rumors, it's just general practice, and a lot of us are preparedness people. So I think it's just a reminder to really double down on your preparations as much as you're able. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different budget. So your basics: food, water, provisions, your self defense, your security. Um, Medications, something simple as your band-aids. What kind of first aid do you have? You need to shore that up. Do you need to replace some things you've been using? Look at that stuff. Just take a few minutes. Do something every day. Every day you say, I'm going to check my water. I'm going to make sure my filtration's okay. I'm going to go check the first aid kits and make sure I've got them in vehicles and make sure I got one at home. Fire extinguishers. Okay. We talk about fortifying our homes and our properties. Biggest, one of the biggest threats to that is fire. And depending on where you live, that could be even more of a threat than other places. But, you know, what's your plan for if there's fire nearby, and it threatens your property and where you live? Do you have something as basic as a few fire extinguishers and have more than one? You know, so we have a plan here, and talk about that with your family or people who are around you. So just those kind of things, is preparation. You know, as far as and I heard somebody saw in the comments from my last video. It's a good point. Think about as you're able. Think about your basic things like: Are you overdue to go to the dentist? Are you overdue to get a physical, or go or get some basic maintenance done to your vehicle? If you're able, go ahead and do that. While we're in this period of relative calm. So, but shore up the medical stuff for sure. Your garden, if you do a garden, you're going to do one this winter. this fall. You know, let's get prepared for that and ready. But yeah, let me know what you think or what you're hearing. Do you know people? Do you have family or friends in the know behind the scenes, and are you hearing these warnings? But I'm just hearing a lot about October, so who knows? Who knows? So I have a couple of verses, some passages I'm going to share. I'm going to do more than one because I didn't do a video yesterday. I can't even remember when. I think it's been a couple of days since I've done a video. We've been busy here, and life, gets busy. Work, all that stuff. All right, first one I'm going to share is from the Beatitudes, from the Sermon on the Mount still. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 10 says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Amen. And we're seeing that, y'all. We're seeing that, and we're going to see a heck of a lot more of it, I'm thinking. And also, I'm going to share Luke chapter 21, verse 25 through 28, I believe. Yes. The coming of the Son of Man. And I think I may have shared this not that long ago, but I'm going to do it again. I can't remember, to tell you the truth. And there will be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and on the earth, distress of nations. Are we seeing that or what? Distress of nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves, people fainting with fear and with foreboding of what is coming on the world. For the powers of heavens will be shaken, and then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, when these things begin to take place, straighten up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. Amen. We talk about it here sometimes. I mean, are we close to that? I mean, it's sure. Sometimes I don't know. We don't know for sure, but we sure see a lot of signs, and they're increasing. So, a year ago I would have said no. I don't think so. No one knows the day or the hour, but especially in the last year and last 6 months, I'm like, maybe so. Sure looks like it. So let's be ready. Let's be ready. Okay, spiritual preparedness, number one. That's number one. And stay close to Jesus. Amen. Okay. Share your thoughts. Let's be aware. Let's be safe out there. God bless you. I'll see you soon.